Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's daily vlog. 26th of July 2024. It's a bit like a comedy of errors. Speaking of which, comedy of errors was last night's Shakespeare production by the HandleBards at Elveston Castle. They've made it, so I'm in Mansfield, they've made it to Derby yesterday and in Southall this evening doing a performance, and they're heading further north into Scotland. Well worth going to see. A fantastic outdoor experience. This is their little book program, The Cell, which explains, and it's worth buying. It really is worth buying. Merch, got this really cool baseball hat with a bike on it, and it says something else. I haven't got my glasses on so I can't read it, but it's a proper cool hat. Good beer, very good beer, and obviously going to an outdoor Shakespeare production, a comedy of errors, which is a comedy in its own right, and you go prepared with some of that. This is a Boots version of repellent maximum strength. It did the job, because I didn't get any mosquito bites, but I did eat a few on the way home. We cycled in from Palomine. We had a meeting point in Long Eaton. We're cycling from Long Eaton on National Cycle Network number 6, which has actually been resurfaced from near Elveston Castle where the event was. Brand new, freshly tarmac, and I believe it goes into Derby, so I shall go and investigate that in a later video. On the Brompton, dynamo lights last night, brilliant. Speaking of a comedy of errors, the comedy of life, the way life unfolds. I had some fantastic chats, messages with you guys, and one of you, and if you want to identify yourself, do so in the comments, but one of you sent me some wonderful messages and some links to Will Butler-Adams, who is obviously the CEO of Brompton, or CEO of Brompton Bicycles. If ever you ever heard Butler-Adams speak publicly, is quite, I use the word dynamic. He's quite a dynamic speaker. So I had some messages containing some links to some of his ramblings. I'm going to include those. There may be 3 of them. I'm going to include those in the description to this, along with more HandleBards comedy of errors link into the description of this, because I believe it's well worth going to see if you can. They've been touring for 10 years, so if you can't get this year, there's going to be next year. So when Butler-Adams, or when Will talks about Brompton, he talk about name dropping. In fact, we're going to really clickbait the title of this video. As he's speaking of Brompton and his time at Brompton and tales of woe with Brompton, he speaks of Will Self. We've all heard of Will Self, but I didn't know he was an accomplished author and writer. So Will Self, this is. So Will said about Will that he'd written an article about a Brompton bicycle that had appeared in the BA magazine some years ago, and relayed this story of Will's account with Brompton, which was a fantastic thing to listen to. So I then went on Tinternet and found a transcript of this article, well worth a read. So I'll include that in the description too. Leading on from that, after reading Will's Self's little bit in the it's a link. I'll put the link in anyway. I bought one of his books, and that's arrived off Amazonica, because I was quite impressed with what he'd written and the way he'd used the English language to its fullest. What else can I tell you? Not a lot. It's Friday. It's the happy weekend. I've got Nottingham Critical Mass tonight. If ever you've cycled on a critical mass, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't cycled or ridden your bike on a critical mass, it's something to do once in your lifetime. You may never want to go again, or you may think this is good and go more. So critical mass tonight, and that's going to happen worldwide. Cities and towns around the world, last Friday of the month, will have a critical mass. My local one is in Nottingham, and I think for the next one I'm in London. August. I'm sure I'm in London for the August critical mass. And I've never been on in London. I'm going to go. So if you're in London at the end of August, on the last Friday of the month, meet me in London for the critical mass, or a beer beforehand or whatever, or even afterwards, maybe better. And if you're Nottingham this evening, see you there, hopefully. That's the plan. And that's about all I've got to say. But the comedy of errors, fantastic to see. The comedy of errors of life, the way the comedy of life unfolds for me has been great this week, with interaction with new subscribers and messages and things I've picked up on the way. Yesterday's bike ride to Elvaston Castle from Long Eaton was outstanding. Never really visited Long Eaton. I did go in the car because our public transport links, you can get into Nottingham from anywhere, but to get into Nottingham to get back to somewhere else is quite a disjointed affair, and that's just how things are. And it would have been better had I been able to get a train at a more appropriate time for the return journey. But hey ho, that's how it goes. But using an electric car, it only cost me, I don't know, I charged it up last night, it only did 50 miles. So it won't have been expensive. So now I'm rambling. So yeah, Will Butler-Adams in the description, Will Self in the description, comedy errors in the description. If you go to outdoor theatre, don't forget your mosquito repellent. There's a few less flies on National Cycle Network 6 to Derby because I swallowed I had one that went straight in and down. It must have been still kicking its legs in its stomach. David had one that got stuck. A couple of National Cycle Network Millennium Mile posts to stop and photograph that have been painted. All in all, a great week, a great evening. You guys have a lovely weekend. I'll be back with a daily vlog tomorrow, as usual. And happy days, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for getting to the end. And if you click on your control, if you click upwards, it'll tell you a bit about the video, and you can go across to where's the thumb and click on the thumb. That'll give me a thumbs up. And also from there you can also subscribe. I'm not telling you this because somebody asked me that somebody said they don't know how to like and subscribe. So that's how you do it. You click up, which will highlight the title of the video. So you have to click up twice, I don't know. Then you can click across using arrows. Can't think how you do it on your phone. I do it anyway. I just do it because I give it every video I watch. I give it a thumbs up anyway. Go across to subscribe. Click on subscribe. Click on thumbs up, please. Click on thumbs down if you really hate me. It's all there's no bad publicity. See you tomorrow. Thank you.